Ross, the big news today from the Royal Commission into Crown. The counsel assisting delivered the closing submission. What was the recommendation?
He certainly didn't beat about the bush, I can tell you that, Kieran. Today, Adrian Finanzio has come down and recommended the Crown is not suitable to hold a licence to run a casino or gaming operation in Victoria, and indeed goes even further, suggesting that really if the Royal Commissioner, Roy Finkelstein, decides eventually that it should be able to hold onto its licence and be able to somehow rehabilitate itself, that it will take up to 2 years for that to take place. Here's just a little bit of the counsel assisting this Royal Commission delivering his summation today.
In our submission, Crown Melbourne is not presently suitable, even taking into account its proposed program of reform, leaving open to the Commission the recommendation that the licence should be cancelled. Further, it's open to the Commission to find that it is no longer in the public interest for Crown to remain the licensee.
There's been a range of revelations that have come out of this Royal Commission so far, including allegations that Crown has deliberately avoided Victorian gaming taxes. On top of that, also suggestions that it had tried to influence the Victorian government into basically effectively watering down the impact of this Royal Commission. But some of the revelations also go to the knowledge of Crown, that it was enabling people who sought to effectively launder money, allowing them to use their credit cards to stack up credit from the Royal Commission. Here again, Adrian Finanzio.
This episode is an example of systemic and cultural problems at Crown, which have been present over many years. Firstly, a preparedness to conduct illegal, misleading and unethical transactions, a preparedness to breach laws, both Victorian and those of other countries, a tendency to consider the lawfulness of conduct as a matter of risk rather than compliance, a tendency, whether deliberate or otherwise, to find ways of circumventing AML monitoring and scrutiny, and a preparedness to keep things from the regulator.
So, Ross, where does that leave Crown, and particularly the chair, Helen Coonan, the former finance minister, who was supposed to clean up the mess from the previous New South Wales inquiry?
Yeah, well, that's true, and that's exactly what had taken place, because remember that Crown can still not open its New South Wales, its Sydney gaming operations, basically waiting, if you like, the revelations of this Royal Commission and a decision from the Independent Liquor and Gaming Authority in New South Wales. Now, Helen Coonan, as you point out, was supposed to be cleaning up the mess inside Crown, this so-called Crown 2.0. Though she's indicated that she will be leaving, she says hopefully before October this year when the annual general meeting's on, there's no doubt that Adrian Finanzio believes that right now she's not suitable to be the chair of Crown.
Counsel assisting submit that Ms Coonan, while she's to be commended for her willingness to stay the course, on balance, the cumulative effect of her involvement in the past failings of Crown and her evidence in this commission in more recent times, it is open for you to find that she is not suitable to be leading the cultural reform that Crown needs at this time.
So, Kieran, what happens next is that Crown in 2 weeks' time gets its chance to make its summations and recommendations to this Royal Commission. This Royal Commission will be handed down to the Victorian government, its recommendations, in October this year.
On another matter, Ross, there's been a $22 billion takeover in the oil and gas space.
So this is kind of a fascinating space. Timing is delicious. A guy called Kieran Wolfe, who was the chief executive of Oil Search, yesterday resigns. The company admits that this is as a result of behavioural effects. It also says at the same time there was no takeover in the wind. Today it's announced that there is actually a takeover, a $22 billion bid from Santos, the oil and gas giant. It's going to be fascinating, the timing of this. Oil Search right now has basically said that it does not recommend to shareholders to accept this bid.
And Ross, just another one quickly. The Aussie dollar falling in the past week or so. Is it all about the lockdowns?
It is partly about the lockdown. So if you consider the dollar for a long time was sitting around about 77, 78 US cents, has dropped today to 73.2 US cents as we sit here and speak. However, the Commonwealth Bank today has come out with a forecast suggesting it believes these lockdowns will keep the Australian dollar under significant pressure, as it has. Admittedly, our share market today down about a third, nearly 0.5% at the close. The Commonwealth Bank, though, is now suggesting the dollar will reach 70 US cents, and it's not the only one with a forecast that the dollar will keep falling while these lockdowns go on.